Welcome to FX Options University, recorded live at the International Securities Exchange, the world's largest equity options exchange. Join the industry's top trading professionals as they provide insight and strategies for trading in the currency markets using FX options. FX options are a low-risk alternative to hedging currency moves in any market condition.
Greg says, what's my 6-month view on the Australian dollar, given the announcement about the Chinese yuan? It's really interesting. I think that you have a couple things going on. Number one, the Australian dollar, if you will, is it's a higher yielder. So if the world is going to grow, that's a good sign. I think what it comes down to, Greg, is what's your view? Is the Chinese move today, is that going to be viewed as accommodative, or is it going to be viewed as sort of cutting off liquidity? That we'll wait and see on that. I don't know. David has a question from the group. What are the similarities and differences between FX options and traditional stock options? I've done a lot of these presentations on that exact subject. Let's see. The similarities are calls and puts. Essentially it's the same strike prices. A couple of differences, David, are you don't have dividends in currency options. What you have is an interest rate differential between the two regions or countries. So that would be the one big difference. Let's see. Another difference is that equity options trade with an American style, which means they can be exercised early, and they're also physically settled. Europe in currency options are cash settled, which I sort of think might be better again. But American style options are obviously very popular, but the cash settlement is nice because at expiration you don't have to worry about having to deliver Japanese yen or receiving Australian dollars or whatever. You're just going to receive the difference between the strike prices, or you might not receive anything at all, depending on where your where the settlement is. But all the strategies, the same strategies are available except the covered call. One thing that is nice, one huge benefit here is you can trade 2 hours earlier, so 7:30 in the morning it starts. One other thing is that settlement on expiration does end at 12. So just on Friday we had June settlement at 12 and not at, let's say, 4:15, but it actually settles right at 12 o'clock. But if you had a July or an August option, it wouldn't matter. But really, other than that, very similar. And again, you can't do a covered call here in the currency options, but you can trade what is known as a call spread. So you might buy a slightly in-the-money option and sell an at-the-money option. That's a lot like a covered call. Let's see if we can get any other questions. I'm still free for another couple moments. I hope you guys all enjoyed this. Because, again, this is a presentation. It's a pretty recent presentation that I built. I want to thank people that reached out to me. I know I've met some of the guys actually in person down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. That's how I actually met some of the guys. And so I see Avery's here and Harry. So thanks again. Andrea, why is the Canadian dollar skew so different? It actually, Andrew, it's not. And I have to show you why. Let's go through this. Let me show you why it's really not different. So if you go back to this one looks different. But remember, this is dollar as the quote currency. This is dollar as the quote currency. Now, you're right. It is different relative to the yen. So the U.S. dollar is different. So what this is saying is if the world was going to enter another period of risk aversion. Where might people want to hide? Well, looking at these four graphs, the option traders believe that the world would want to go hide in Japanese yen. Why do I say that? Well, the world wants to hide here. If the euro's going down, they're going to want to hide in dollars, because I'm seeing higher volatilities here. They're going to want to hide in dollars here. This is dollar quote. This is dollar quote. This is dollar based, which means that the world's going to want to hide in dollars here also. But the safe haven currency, at least expressed by the options markets, as of, well, April 17th or even today, you're going to see that the yen is really the currency that people want to hide in when there is, a disaster happening.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. Get trading ideas, exchange rates, webinars, news, and commentary. Visit www.fxoptions.com. ISE FX Options can be easily traded through all options-enabled brokerage accounts. These exchange-listed securities are cash-settled in U.S. dollars and have a European-style exercise.